Hello everyone, Kent Bressler here. I want to welcome you to Kent's Kidney Stories. During our time together over these podcasts, I'd like to discuss kidney disease. I'd like to tell you about my journey as a transplant patient, but also talk about dialysis, kidney donation, and just about anything else that might be of interest. Kent's Kidney Stories, podcast endorsed and sponsored by kidneysolutions.org.
Hello, everyone. This is Kent Bressler, and we're going to do some podcasting today. Got a really special guest, a real close friend of mine that I think you're going to really enjoy this podcast. But before we get started, we're going to go to the Father. Fold your hands and come to him. Holy Father, it is with great humility that we come before you. We ask that you guide us and allow us and keep us on the right path. Our request is for peace and understanding. Forgive us for our many sins and weaknesses. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. This is going to be what I call my AAKP kidneyversary presentation on podcast. So I just want to tell you a little bit about AAKP, the independent voice of kidney patients since 1969. As the oldest and largest independent kidney patient organization in the U.S., AAKP, or the American Association of Kidney Patients, is dedicated to improving the lives and long-term outcomes of kidney patients through education, advocacy, patient engagement, and the fostering of patient communities. AAKP fights for early disease detection and the appropriate diagnosis of rare and genetic conditions. It also fights for increased kidney transplantation and preemptive transplantation, full patient voice of either in-center or home dialysis, protection of the patient-physician relationship, promotion of research and innovation, including artificial, implantable, and wearable kidneys, and the elimination of barriers for patient access and the availability of treatment options. Now, to become a member of AAKP, just go to aakp.org and sign up for free. Can't get much better than that. It's for free. And also wanted to tell you that if you're interested in kidney disease at all, just go to kidneysolutions.org. And a lot of the information you get there, I think will be encouraging to you. And all of our services at Kidney Solutions is free. We're not a donor finder. What we are is a continuum of care program that allows us to work with you pre-op, during surgery, and post-op to keep your kidney. So now all the advertising is done, the free advertising, and now I'm going to get to what I've been looking forward to for over a year. Actually, going to get to talk to my friend, Jonathan Traylor. And I want to say that this is probably a fellow that I've gotten more close to in the last year and a half than I've ever been able to get close to someone. And I just want you to know that what this fella has to say comes from his heart. Nothing that he does or says about kidney disease is qualified. It's all within his heart. And so let's talk to Jonathan. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Kent. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I just thought about all the things that I was going to ask you, and I put them all on a list, and guess what I did with the list? I threw it away because I think this is just going to be a general talk, a comfortable talk about not only journey, but what you're going to do for the rest of your life with your kidney.
Absolutely, yeah. When I do interviews with other people, I tell them it's just a conversation, just only recorded. So
Yeah,
a conversation with friends.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Okay, so let's kind of go back a little bit. When we first started, I believe it was at a Denny's restaurant, was it not?
yeah, it was. Believe it or not, my wife was having gallbladder surgery, and a nurse there said, "I heard your husband needs a kidney, and I really think you need to call this guy that we know." And here's his business card, and here she's fixing to go in for gallbladder surgery, and they're handing me a business card for a guy that can help me with my kidney situation here locally. And whenever they gave me that business card, at first I was a little skeptical, and but anyway, my wife did well with surgery, and I got home and I told my wife, I said, you know what, I'm going to call this guy. And I called you, and you wanted to meet at Denny's. And true story, I told my wife when I was walking out the door to meet you at Denny's, I told her, I said, if I'm not back in about 20 or 30 minutes or so, I said, go ahead and call the law and find out what happened to me, because I just wasn't sure. But to be honest with you, Ken, after meeting with you just for a couple of minutes, I knew right away that I was in good hands, and I was where I was supposed to be. So,
Well, living in town here together, that's a good thing, right? But then
uh,
COVID comes along and all that kind of crap. But still, what's very interesting about the relationship is you've tied in and begun working with me at Kidney Solutions. You're hog in, you're deep, and I really appreciate it, and I think it's wonderful.
oh no, after my whole kidney disease, dialysis, kidney failure, dialysis, transplant journey now, I tied in right away to what Kidney Solutions was doing. And after I seen, as a patient, seen what Kidney Solution was all about, I wanted to be a part and give back. And I believe in what Kidney Solutions is doing, and it's an awesome, awesome organization. And I really appreciate what you're doing, Kent, with Kidney Solutions. And I see the effects of what we're doing together. And I just, it's awesome to be a part. So.
Well, I appreciate you. I don't know, we can pat each other on the back, but we do it for one reason, and that's for the patients. We don't charge a nickel. We don't want to charge a nickel. We're not worried about numbers, but what we are worried about is the patient. And I say worry, mean that we're going to cover them, right?
Absolutely.
I want to ask you specifically about your illness. I know that you're diabetic. Okay. And I understand that. I get it all. But tell me what actually did lead up to finding out you had kidney disease.
Well, over the course of time with the type 2 diabetes and hypertension, my kidneys, I was having a lot of like urinary tract infections and things like that I would go to the emergency rooms. First of all, I was, pretty obese most of my life. My first, I would say, from my early 20s on into my late 30s, early 40s, up until my emergency kidney failure, I was pretty morbidly obese, and I didn't take care of myself like I should have. But unfortunately, due to that fact, my diabetes and hypertension had taken a toll on my body, and it caused me chronic kidney disease ultimately. And I had anxiety about going to doctors and things like that, and a lot of my jobs that I had taken didn't provide me insurance. I did a lot of contracts and things like that were just no insurance was involved and things like that. So I just had issues during different points in my life where I just found myself not able to get the kind of health care that I needed. And to be honest with you, like I said, I had like white coat syndrome. I didn't really like doctors. Now they're my friends, of course, because of my health situation. But I've learned to trust in science and health, with the knowledge of doctors and trust in them. And that came through, unfortunately, a traumatic event. But in a roundabout way, this traumatic event with kidney disease has really altered and changed my life. It's changed my mindset. So I'm really actually really grateful that it happened to me. But ultimately, Kent, the kidney failure came from chronic kidney disease came from uncontrolled type 2 diabetes and hypertension.
Yep, and that, there's a modicum of fear in all that too. I mean, it's not just not going to doctors. There's a fear that you're sick and you're really sick and you really not going to buy into it yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you had to crash. Okay, you had to crash land in order to figure out how bad it was.
Absolutely, yeah. I had some, looking back, I had a lot of symptoms and things that were going on that probably should have been some telltale signs, some light bulb moments that, should have hit me pretty hard that something majorly was going on. And,
Sure.
and some of those signs were swelling. It got so bad that eventually I couldn't even hardly put my shoes on because my ankles were so swollen. My legs had begun to swell, foamy urine. I had like severe foamy urine. I mean, it was really bad. Like I said, I had urinary tract infection. I had multiple urinary tract infections. And when I say UTI, I'm talking about so bad that, I was actually urinating blood at some points. So, I honestly thought I was passing kidney stones, and that wasn't the case. I was suffering really, really bad. I go back now and look at older pictures, and I can really tell that I was very swollen. Facebook has a good job of their memories that actually remind me of how bad I actually looked.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, thanks Facebook, but for the reminder.
Well, the thing of it is, with kidney disease, especially with an early onset, it's progressive. It's very slow sometimes. All right. And all these little things, if you're not educated in them or going to see a doctor, like regularly, it does take its toll. And that's when you crash. I understand then too, what you have to think about is, how do I get to a doctor? A lot of people don't have access to a doctor. They don't. They don't have insurance, or they not only fearful of it, but they haven't been, even since childhood, been on a regular routine where they go see a physician. And that's very dangerous, and especially with kidney disease. So
absolutely.
And diabetes, uncontrolled diabetes is a major factor in kidney disease and also with cardiac disease. I mean, it affects everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I learned the hard way through this emergency kidney failure and everything. I've been on the show before and talked about that, but definitely, staying on top of your labs is definitely very important with type 2 diabetes, and staying engaged with your team and listening and learning and adapting to what they're trying to do for you, because they've made a lot of medication adjustments, and I've had to be, willing to go with that and trust my team and to get me where I needed to be. And of course, after the transplant, during dialysis, my sugars were great. Of course, the machines washing your blood out and cleaning your blood and everything, and your sugars are go right out of your system. But after transplant, they warned me. They came in the room and educated me on it and said, hey, more than likely, now that you've got this working kidney, the sugars are going to store differently, and your body, you're going to notice an increase in your sugars now.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, okay. So, another something else, now that I guess I'm going to have to really focus on.
Yeah. Your whole life's an adjustment. And now everybody thinks, well, you get a transplant and that goes away. Where it actually does become more of a burden for you got to pay attention, close attention, because you're going to still go through adjustments, plus life issues, right? You're still going to have life issues. And just, you're going to get older.
Yep.
So,
and then sure enough, when I got home, I felt like my sugars had raised, and I had to check my blood and a lot, and sure enough, the sugars had already started creeping up around the 200s, and I got on the phone right away, and I called my primary care and said, hey, we got to do something about these sugars because they're rising. I've got a transplant now, and they said, sure, come on in. So once I went in and did blood labs with them, and we talked about a plan of action, and we made some major adjustments with medications and things like that, and now I'm in good shape. My A1Cs look good, and of course, this is also with a diet and exercise as well, which I can't stress enough. Following a great healthy lifestyle of eating the right choices and making good food choices, and implementing a good exercise routine. I now try to walk at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I'm pretty active most of the week when I can be. And that was one thing I think that I didn't do the first 40 years of my life was being as active as I could be, and implementing an exercise routine. And now I guess I'm a spokesmodel now for exercise.
That's right. That's right. Like all kinds of exercise, not only walking, you bike, and do you do any stretching?
Yeah, I try to stretch even before I start moving around. I find that it helps, loosen the muscles up and helps with cramping and things like that. I'm still a young man, but at 43, I still get a little bit tight here and now and again. So
I flew by 43. I'm so far by 43, it looks like I'm ahead. Listen, this whole experience for you now, it's made you much more spiritually sound too, has it not? Has it not got your attention?
Absolutely. When you go through something like emergency kidney failure, you get close to the Lord really quickly. And you start to pray a whole lot more than what you probably should have been doing beforehand. But yeah, absolutely. I'm very close with the good Lord above, and I definitely believe that he helped bring me through this. Absolutely. There's not a doubt. The prayers and support of others as well, my family members, my friends, the support has just been, man, I can't compare it to anything else. It's just been nothing but short, but of amazing. And, it's been crucial. Support is crucial when you're battling something like kidney disease, kidney failure. And man, I tell you what, I'm a blessed man with all the support that I have surrounding me, including Kidney Solutions. So it's been an amazing journey. Without this support, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now doing this podcast. So
no, I think you're right, and I think that mentoring, you've grasped the concept of mentoring over advocacy. Now you understand the importance of having somebody there to talk to, and that's if you take that through the rest of your life, I think that's going to deal you a very good hand, and one you can play out. So
absolutely.
Keep mentoring. That's the most important part, is sharing the wealth, sharing the parts that and you don't offer medical information. What you do is you offer sound instances of what have happened through your experience. And that's
absolutely
the most important thing. And what I've noticed about you too, from the very beginning, you would call or you would text. You always want to know what's damaging it, what could possibly or potentially harm your kidney. And I think that's the concept that you need to take away from all of this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't want to end up back on dialysis or back into kidney failure, at least not on my part.
Right.
And I made a promise to myself that I would take care of myself as best as possible, and put everything else in God's hands. There's some things in life that we cannot control, and for whatever reason, but there's a lot that we can control. And one of the things was that I was going to take care of myself. So yeah, occasionally I will reach out and say, hey, is this okay? Or is this, is that okay? Because, hey, it's in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
So.
I didn't have that. Jonathan. I didn't have that 34 years ago. Oh yeah, I'm an RN and I had medical background and stuff like that. But guess what? Just being able to say, hey, I want to give Jonathan a call, or I want to give, James a call. I want to call somebody who's had a kidney transplant. Because if you've not experienced it, if you've not gone through it, you got no clue. And I guess that's okay, because most people, they don't even understand kidney disease, because it's so progressive and it's dangerous and it kills you. So
Right.
mm, mm, mm.
The one-on-one mentoring is worth its weight in gold. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I mean, to have someone reach out to you and say, "Hey, how you doing? How's things going?" is it's a feeling like no other. It gives you that security feeling, like you've got someone in your corner and someone there for you to help you out. And when I actually reach out to some, like you said, I don't share or give them any medical advice, but I'm there also as just someone just for them to talk to sometimes and share with me. And and I've been able to share with others some of my experiences and things that I went through. And when you make that connection and talk with someone and you feel like you're helping them, there's no greater feeling. It's just it's such an overwhelming feeling of love that you feel. And it's great to connect with someone that's already been there. And much like you, I mean, you've got so much years of knowledge on top of me. I mean, I'm just celebrating 1 year. But Kent's got so much knowledge that it's just great to know that he's got that knowledge that he's willing to share with me. So it's an awesome thing. The mentoring is an amazing thing. So
I think my dad said it best. You're full of it. Well,
I'm not going to disagree between you, Jim, and Armand on the support group nights. You guys are so funny sometimes. It's really it's a comedy show sometimes.
The thing of it is you know what? You think about how far you've gone now in this year. We've gone that far. Armand, Jim for 5 years, and Armand for 25, and me for almost 35 now. But the whole key to this thing, in my opinion, is having that camaraderie that we have, that friendship, that, you're part of that circle. Everybody needs that circle, because if they're out on their own, that's when they have difficulties. That's when they make mistakes, and they're not mistakes that they do willingly. It's, kind of like they're ignorant of the situation, and ignorance doesn't help us any. It just puts us behind. So, I mean, it's great. I love talking to newbies. I love bringing them along, but they've got to be willing. You bought in right away. I mean, you knew that you were in trouble and that you were going to be okay with this if you just kept pushing. You do a lot of things. You've got a podcast and you've got stuff on Facebook, and you're just a whiz at this kind of stuff. And people are on these social media platforms all the time. It's a great medium. Okay. And that's not lost on me, Jonathan. It's good. It helps you with the adjustments. Stand in your own lane, so to speak.
Yes, sir. No, social media is a great tool. Sometimes it can be distracting, but for kidney disease and getting the word out about people's stories and things like that, it's a great tool to utilize for kidney disease, looking for a donor, things like that. Like I said, it can be distracting at times. You just got to pace yourself and realize when the right times are to, hey, put that phone away and spend family time, or dinner time, or you're going to sit down and watch a program on TV or something, or a movie or something. And you're going to spend family time. You put the phone away, but during the times when you're have that time, you can be on social media. It's a great tool for kidney disease, advocating for a donor, getting the word out about different things as far as kidney disease. It's definitely a great tool, and I'm glad that we have it as a resource now. Going forward in the future, I can see where it's going to be a great tool for other people. I'm already seeing people, get donors from different apps that, they shared their story and someone reached out by way of social media. So it's definitely a great tool. And, as to what you were talking about before with the great camaraderie, I consider myself blessed to be in the same group with, Jim and you and Armand. I mean, you guys have so many years of experience and thing. I mean, Jim's suffered with polycystic kidney disease for many years and has a family history of it. So, I'm really blessed that you guys are in the group. It just so happens, all three are in that group, but able to utilize, the knowledge and soak it up from you guys and be around you guys and try to soak up as much as I can from you guys, because it's awesome that I'm in this circle and that I'm able to, grab as much as I can from you guys with all the knowledge that you have. So it's definitely an awesome thing. And I'm tied into it, and I picked up on it right away because of what happened to me with kidney failure. It's it's a life altering experience. So it's definitely it's completely life changing. And so I knew I had to tie into something and make some real changes. The only way to do that is to learn from great people that have a lot of knowledge and have been there before. And you guys have definitely been a great resource for me, and I really appreciate it.
Well, you know what? We're glad you're here. I've said that from the very beginning. We've let you spread. We've let you, kind of get your wings and stuff like that. We're going to continue to do that. I understand you're going to be going back to school. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going to be going back to school through Voc Rehab. I was actually contacted by an individual who's involved in kidney disease and told me about the program for patients that are, disabled or on a disability. They can get the state, usually whatever state you live in, you can contact the program. It's through vocational rehab. And anyway, they're going to pay for it for me and help me out and get me back into school. I'm going to be going to Alamo Colleges in San Antonio. I'm going to be studying computer science. And so try to get this degree so that I can further my career. And I plan on trying to get involved with the medical in the medical IT scenario as far as a career. So
that's where we want to go with it. You would fit right into that. I really felt that. You'll be able to do that. You just need some hours. You know what I mean? It's like flying.
Yeah,
you can't get in that plane by yourself.
Yep.
You gotta get some flight time in.
Yeah, and so I've already submitted all the applications and everything's looking really great. And I'm going to be able to do all this online, so I won't have to go in person with with all the COVID and all this stuff that's going around with the COVID-19 Delta variant and all this stuff that's getting really, really serious. So I'll be able to do it online, and I'll be at home and able to do that. So that's a great way of learning, and I'll be able to do it on my pace. So maybe I'll be able to finish a little bit faster because of that. And so we'll see what happens with it.
I think that if I can help at any juncture, I'm going to do that. I think I've taken that on as a project with you. I think Jim's and Armand feel the same way. And I think you'd be able to reach out to us at any point in time. Now, probably the smartest guy in the group is Armand, but I would be real careful about kind of information you take from him. And Jim, he's always there. I mean, and if he can't figure it out, he'll research it enough, and he'll come up with an answer.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I'm always here. You get stuck, then we can help you with it. You know how great I am on the computers. So just know you're surrounded with help. Just like with kidney disease, you're mentored well with your schooling also. We want to get you schooled up, okay? Very important to me to see you get educated. We've stressed that with you, and I just really have a lot of respect for you for doing this, okay?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've gotten another chance at life with a new kidney, and to live the best life that I can. With living with kidney disease, and by way of kidney transplant, it's given me a new lease on life, so to speak, and a new fresh start. And I think continuing with my education is a great way to get my feet back into a good career with a field that I'd worked in and done some other things in, but never on the IT side of things. I've done some IT related things, but college is just going to give me that degree that I need to further my career. So yeah, I really appreciate that, Kent. And yeah, I know you guys are always there for me. You guys are just like I said, you're definitely I call you guys friends. You're no longer just you know a kidney solution representative or anything like that. Kent's my friend, Jim's my friend, Armand's my friend. So
Just be careful of that Armand. That's all I can say. You got to really be careful of him. Okay,
yeah,
now let's go back to this anniversary.
sure.
The level that I work with people at is the level of 1 year. I maintain that if they can dig in for 1 year, take all the bumps in the road that they're going to experience, adjust to them, and learn from them, that's the most important thing that they can do. You got to get a year under your belt, and it went pretty fast, did it not?
Oh God, it blew by. I mean, I was thinking about it last night. I thought, man, it just seems like I was just gracing the doors of the hospital, and
Yeah.
getting my gown on and all that stuff, and getting ready to go in. And it's just yeah, it's just mind blowing how fast the time has just went by. So
When
you
you
know,
look back, what is the most, I probably should have told you this before, but what's the most important thing you've learned in this 1 year? What's the most important thing?
I would say staying engaged with my team and learning to adapt, because I mean I went from a dialysis patient with a lot of different medications and things in a regimen that I was doing from dialysis, such as the fluid restrictions and all of the dietary following, really strictly with the renal diet, and all of the other medications that I were on. I had to literally shift everything with transplant. So, transplant was like, nope, you got to do some things different now. Now you've got to drink as much fluids, and as you can to keep that kidney going and all of that. So that, I had to change my mindset, because for like over 13 months, I was used to drinking 32 ounces. Now they're saying, you got to drink, you got to drink, you got to drink. So, I would say the most important thing I learned was staying engaged with the team, transplant team, and and really staying strict with the regimen and learning how to take my medications and things like that. And it was really easy for me because I had a great caretaker, a helper in life, is my wife, Melissa. Without her, again, there's so many influential people that I could list here, but without the help of my wife, I mean, she was my caretaker. We did home hemodialysis together. She learned how to do that. And now, when I came home from transplant, she helped me learn how to take all these medications. And I'll tell you what, the greatest tool I utilize is my cell phone. By setting the alarm on my cell phone for my immune suppressants and things like that, little tips and tricks that, we've learned along the way. But I would say the greatest thing that I've learned is staying engaged with my team. I've really learned a sense of, hey, if I have a question, reach out to my transplant coordinator and call her, and and she's going to either call me back or she'll answer. So most time it's a callback because they're super busy. We're at my transplant center there in San Antonio. But I think staying engaged with my team has been one of the most crucial things that I've learned over this last course of the year. So
Okay, so that's what you want to keep with you for the rest of your life.
yeah.
Okay, just bottom line, it is the gold standard, the benchmark of a successful kidney transplant patient is their commitment to their doctors. Okay. Their commitment to the, as you call it, the group, the transplant group. You're going to, as you get longer out in your experience, you're going to see them less and less and less. And that's good because that's independence. But you never, ever forget the fact that you got here because of what they've done. All right. You are here because of the advanced, successful medical treatment that's available in this country. And that's what we're very grateful for, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so
Yep.
you don't be, well, it seems like I wish I didn't have to go in this week or next month or what. Yeah, I had to wait too long, or that, it took me forever to. Listen, there are so many people out there that need help. You got the time to wait. If you don't have the time to wait, just think about the people that are not getting the opportunity that you've been given.
Right.
So
yeah. No, when those appointment times come up, I stick to them. I don't change dates. I don't delay anything. I stay on top of it because, I want this kidney to last as long as it will for me. And I want to continue to have good health and strive toward achieving my goals in life. And I think by staying engaged with my team and having great mentorship with guys like you, I'm gonna be careful with that Armand guy.
Yeah, be careful of that Armand guy. I'm telling you what.
But,
he means well, but I don't know. He's pretty ornery.
He's gonna kill us after the podcast.
Yeah. No, spot on. Okay, I think that we probably ought to clear the decks, get to work today. What do you think?
It sounds good, Ken. Again, I really, really appreciate the opportunity to come on and podcast with you. And listen, I want to congratulate you too. Some time ago, I think it was maybe a month or so ago, you guys surpassed like 5,000 listens or something like that. And so the podcast is awesome. Over the last couple of 13 months or a year and a half actually now, I've been listening to the podcast. I was one of your on your show probably over a year ago at least.
Yep.
I told my story, but everything that I've done so far, Kent, believe it or not, it's all started with somehow I was reflecting on it. It all started with you, and and doing that, doing the podcast, and doing that podcast led me to guys like Jim Myers, and I was did more shows on the urban urban health outreach network and things like that. And then before I knew it, I was getting involved in doing my old podcasts and things like that with Hope with Jonathan. So it's been an amazing journey, but it all started with meeting you, Kent. So I really appreciate it.
Thanks,
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Now we got to say something about Jim. Okay. We just have to say something about Jim. Everybody calls him Uncle Jim, and I think he actually put that in play, calling himself that. I don't call him Uncle Jim. I call him counselor. I think that is about the best terminology I could give to an individual. Counselor. I mean, he's there, and from an attorney's standpoint, he is still a counselor, but he's a counselor for us warriors. All right.
Yeah.
He's there all the time. Every time, if you need something, he's there. All you got to do is give him a call or text him or whatever. And you have been doing that, and I want you to continue. All right.
No, I love Uncle Jim. I love his tenacity, and man, he's got such a passion for kidney disease.
Yeah.
You'll see him on social media all day long. I mean, he's just posting article after article after article. He wants to help people. He wants to get the word out. He's trying to share as much as he can. And he's an amazing advocate. And I do call him Uncle Jim. And if I seen him in person, I would give him a great big bear hug. And
you really can't. Yeah. But
he's a great advocate, and him and Armand Halter
Yeah.
are great advocates. And I really believe it's guys like you that are carrying the torch for kidney disease. And you guys are a strong force in this. And you guys are just amazing advocates. And I just hope that one day that I can soak up as much knowledge from you guys as I can. And maybe one day people will look up to me and say, hey, that Jonathan Traylor, he's just like an Uncle Jim or Jim Myers or Kent Bressler or Armand Halter. Maybe I'll get there one day, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, you'll find. I'll tell you what. Your best bet here is do what's in your heart. Just keep doing what's in your heart. You don't have to think about it. If it's in your heart, do it. And I will tell you that you're in the same group, the same class, so to speak, with Jason. Okay,
Yeah.
Jason is amazing. You two guys are you going to be leaders? All right, you're going to be up there someday where we are, and people will look to you for information, but they'll also you'll give them a lot of respect and a lot of hope. Hope is the key to this whole process.
Yep.
Without hope, we have nothing. And
yeah, I really appreciate Jason. He's a great friend, and he's a good brother in the Lord, and also a good brother in kidney disease. And he's an awesome guy, and he's got a great story, and he's an amazing guy. He's doing great things with the podcast. I really can see the effects of what he's doing with the podcast. So he's a really, really great guy. So.
You're in a circle too, like with Jared Brown and Steve, people like that. Yeah. There's no problems. There's no set there that's not in. They're good people. All right. They mean really well, and their intentions are to help people. And we need more people like that nowadays. And so now you can take a look after 1 year, the people you surrounded yourself with. I think you be proud of yourself for what you've done. Okay. And that's
I appreciate that. And I completely agree. Yeah, they're all great people. And we all got the common goal in mind, is that we want to, get the word out about kidney disease and help those that are in need. I've made some great connections, and they're friends now. So they're not just connections, but they're great friends. And we actually talk outside of the shows and stuff. We message each other and talk amongst each other. So they're great friends. So I appreciate what they're doing.
Okay, so here we go. We're gonna wind this down, and then we'll just talk to people out here that are listening. I want you to make sure that you do one thing for me, and if you haven't been vaccinated, you get vaccinated. The second thing I'd like you to do, if you haven't joined AAKP or one of the national organizations, please do that. Another thing I'd like you to do is take the time to reach out to somebody. And if you have kidney disease and you fear it, that you get a hold of Kidney Solutions. We have enough staff, enough people here that we can get you in the right place, and we can get you in the right mindset. And then we'll be here with you for the rest of your time, if that's what you want. But you got to reach out. You got to get a hold of us at kidneysolutions.org. Or you go through that website. There are tons of things. One very interesting thing, if you've had a transplant or if you're a kidney patient, you want a transplant support group, come on Monday night at 6:00. Just send me a message with your email and we'll get you in. And you can go to the website and you can connect with us right away. That's all you have to do. Jason's there, Jonathan's there, James is there, Armand's there, and a whole bunch of other people that I probably missed and are probably going to get chewed out for not mentioning. But this was about a great thing. We have a man who's reached 1 year post-transplant, and that's an honor and something that he's worked very hard at. And so, Jonathan, I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody, keep breathing.